Most players are going to build Joren wrong in Call of Dragons. They look at him and think, okay, this just another infantry hero. But this is not what Joren really is. Joren is a parry hero. Joren is a punish hero. And if enemy keep hitting him, he can turn that pressure into one of the most annoying infantry marches in Call of Dragons. And boy, the last couple days or maybe even week, I have seen tons of report of Joren. I'm going to even share with you some of the reports. A lot of players send me some reports of him, how he performed, and believe it or not, this is real combat scenario reports, by the way. It's not something like 1 against 1 or something like this. This is on the battlefield where the enemy is trying to kick you out from the map, okay? Where the enemy is trying to kick you out from the map. And yeah, I have seen tons of Joren reports and how he's performing with the different heroes. So this is going to be very in-deep guide, ultimate guide for the Joren. And I want to break everything down in a very simple way, because Joren is one of those heroes that can look easy on paper, but once you understand how the parry work, and believe it or not, parry is a completely new mechanic in Call of Dragons. It's crazy. I don't know if I can actually show you. Yeah, the parry. This is something that you have never seen in Call of Dragons. Now we have face it. Diffuser damage. For example, the drain. This is Kuma specific. Parry is something that is Joren specific. That's make this hero unique. And believe it or not, when we jump over, because we're going to go over the pairing, we're going to go over the pets, we're going to go over the artifacts, you're going to see best synergy, pairings, pets, artifacts, basically everything you need to know for this bad boy. Because yeah, we have to understand how the parry work, and maybe I'm going to say a couple words about the parry. I really don't like to read word for word the the skill, but when taking normal attack damage, reduce the damage to 0. This is something that a lot of players actually ask me is, yo Burgas, what is the damage that he's receiving when he's doing the parry? And the answer is 0. Without affecting the counter attack. So he's going to receive 0, but at the same time he's still going to do his counter attack. Absolutely solid mechanic in Call of Dragons, especially against range heroes, which I really hate because, you know, I'm my mage main, okay? The Legion parry chance and max parry per second both start from 0. Parry chance are calculated once per second for each attack source. Parry chance are calculated 1 per second. And yeah, when we're going to go with the pets, you're going to see that you can actually increase this parry chance. But yeah, again, just couple words over, just small overview right here. Now, so what we're going to cover. So in this full Joren ultimate guide in Call of Dragons, I'll cover the best skill priority, why the rage skill comes first, the top 3 hero pairing, the top 3 pets, the top 3 artifacts, and I'll leave section to remind you about the tower tree. Obviously, we're going to also share with you the tower tree. This is from the people who actually get Joren and show me, they prove me with very nice reports that this tower tree actually deserve my attention and your attention as a viewer of Burgas Call of Dragons. So yeah, obviously it's going to be first is going to be the priority. For me personally, it's going to be the rage skill. I'm not going to go that much in detail about each one. The second one is this is a passive one, hero skill damage and counter attack bonus like 20%. I think the HP bonus is a very solid, so you know it strongly depends with which one you want to pair him, because here you have infantry HP bonus, which is a passive 30%, brother. There is no other hero, I think, in Call of Dragons that is giving you 30% HP bonus. And here is the thing, the best stats for the infantry, the most biggest number, okay, I'm going to actually show you, not only just talk to you, but if you go and check out your tier 5 infantry, you're going to see that his HP, the infantry HP is 269, physical attack is 254, physical defense and magic defense. As you can see, the HP is the biggest number here. So every percentage you add to this number is going to give you better value, because 10% from 200 is actually 20. 10% from 100 is 10. 2 times less. So you have to keep this thing in mind, that from this point, Joren is absolutely solid in this direction, getting this 30% HP bonus. So if I can actually go over the skills, I can say first one is going to be the rage skill. After this, maybe I'm going to go on Unlighting Spirit, where I'm going to get some HP bonus, especially if I pair Joren with Kuma or Lee Kuan. We're going to go there. Okay, we're going to go there. And after this, I can say it's going to be this one. After hitting enemy with Berserk Charge, the Legion get blah blah blah. And finally, it's going to be this one. After successful parry, normal attack, counter attack damage, blah blah blah. So yeah, what? Infantry, some defense, after the Legion deal extra counter attack damage. So, yeah, it's going to be like first the third one, after this the second one, and this one. Something like a priority. I really don't think I should go in skill priority, because I definitely believe this hero should be fully awakened. Let us say it like this. So right now we're going to talk about the pairing. Now, honestly, I was thinking between Lee Kuan and Danfel for pairing, but at the end of the day, I decided maybe it's going to be Lee Kuan. Now, why actually I want to pair this hero with Lee Kuan? First of all, a lot of people actually invest in Lee Kuan. I mean, Kuma Lee Kuan is something that is present on the battlefield till these days. So not many actually put effort in Danfel, but still I can say they're on the same level. Now, Lee Kuan is one of the better pairings for Joren. If you want a strong frontline infantry march, that is going to be hard to be removed. And why is so hard this legion to be removed? Because Lee Kuan bring very useful HP bonus, less skill damage taken, and extra value when hit by normal attack. That is really sound like a kind of fight Joren won. And you know how much damage the Lee Kuan is doing. It's also scaling from the HP. You see, like 1.5. But what is important for the Joren is Lee Kuan is going to help him with the damage on the front line, but is also giving something that not many infantry is giving, and this is infantry unit skill damage taken reduction with 25%. This is huge, guys. This is huge because yes, reducing the damage, the physical damage is going to be against infantry and cavalry, but at the end of the day, on the battlefield, the one that kill your infantry is actually mages. Is actually mages and marksmen, and believe it or not, we have a lot of marksmen with the rage skill right now in Call of Dragons. So you see that just by reducing the damage taken, you're going to still do crazy counterattack to the enemy. You're going to get boost by 25% HP bonus. Joren is giving you 30%, 55% HP boost of one of the biggest stats that Joren is having. And right now you have this skill damage taken reduction that I think is absolutely wild. On top of that, when get hit with normal attacks, as I already mentioned, the Legion has 15% chance to get 1% HP and 1% more damage for 5 seconds. This is 10 stacks. So the damage can go up to 20% more damage. And keep in mind that More damage mean more artifact damage, mean more hero skill damage, mean more counter attack damage, mean more normal attack damage. So by boosting the damage, if you see somewhere somebody is boosting the damage, this is huge. And here you can get like 10 stacks, so you're going to get like 20% more damage do, and extra from 1 HP can go 5 HP, and 10 stacks is going to be like 50 HP if I calculate correctly, which is absolutely crazy. 30% HP from Joren, 25 from Lee Kuan, and here like 10 stacks that is going to give you extra 50% more HP, and going to give you 20% more damage too, which again include artifact, pets, everything, all the damage output you're doing. So for me, the Lee Kuan with Joren is one having this crazy HP survivability, and on top of that is doing crazy amount of damage and reducing the skill damage they're taking. Very important, because Joren want to be contacted. Lee Kuan likes staying on the battlefield. Joren likes getting hit by normals before his rage pay off. So yeah, this is one of the things that I strongly believe Lee Kuan actually deserve your attention more from, for example, as I already mentioned, Danfel. Still, I believe the Danfel is having his priority, and actually why? Because Danfel gives Joren something very helpful, and this is more stable frontline profile. Let's start from there with shield value, because Danfel is giving I don't think actually, yeah, I didn't get this bad boy, but he's giving you some shields. This is one of the things, and extra utility and more pressure on the enemy targets, because you know that when the Legion casts a shield strike, the target Legion gets, you know, this is March speed reduction, target damage taken bonus. But I decided to not go with Danfel just because it's not that AoE damage dealer like Lee Kuan, and Lee Kuan is, in my opinion, way better from Danfel. Now let's talk about the second hero, and this is going to be my favorite one, and the one that I actually built and I have awakened it, and this is the old G Kuma. Now this is where the guides actually gets more interesting, because my number 2 for pairing is Joren with Kuma, and the reason is because Kuma, not because Kuma is a parry hero, because he is not, but Kuma is having one very specific skill that no other infantry, no other hero in Call of Dragons are having. And yeah, the majority of the people, I guess, already guess, is going to be that drain that the Kuma is having. This is something that separate and make the top hero, because right now in Call of Dragons, Kuma is the top hero. So yeah, the reason is because Kuma loves the exact kind of fight that the Joren love, because Kuma like to have a lot of people around him, so he can drain more. As you can see what the draining skill is giving you, he's going to drain more, and definitely love crowded fights, long fights, messy fights, and fights where the enemy is forced to stay close. That means some blink play, some choke point fights where the enemy cannot escape. This is what the Kuma is actually love. Now, why works with Joren? Let's see what the Kuma is bringing on the table. Very important. Infantry attack and defense, this is more like for the base stats that he's having. Also, Kuma is having some healing. Let's talk about the healing. Drain pressure, again, I have some videos on my channel about the Kuma, but the enemy legions around Kuma is not dying because Kuma is doing damage. The enemy legions are dying because they're missing HP. HP that Kuma actually drain. More attack when notably enemies are in battle, and temporarily HP giant through awakening effect. Because yeah, awakened Kuma is also going to give you buff Legion gets 20% HP for 3 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 5 seconds. Now, strongly depend how you're going to build your Kuma. You can actually start charging very fast, to be fair, especially when being hit with normal attacks has some chance to get more rage. Here is more like Tower Tree. We're going to go in the Tower Tree later, but yeah, this is why with Kuma is so dangerous. When the Joren is taking pressure and surviving through Parry window, Kuma is helping the whole march stay there. The enemy is not only hitting into Parry based front line. This is important where the synergy between Kuma and Joren is coming. They're also letting a strong bow hero do these things in the same fight. So you're getting this HP drain and you get this Parry that you can get 0 damage at the end of the day. So yeah. Here is why Kuma is not actually number 1. Kuma is amazing in Bros, Kuma is amazing in Chaos, but my number 1 pick is more directly tied to Jory Parry identity itself. And that's why Kuma lands on number 2 in form of pairing. And this is the part nobody's talking about. The best Jory pairing is not just which hero is strong, is which hero, infantry hero, make Joren Parry window, punish window, and brawl window feel even better. This is actually the real question, and on the first place is going to be no surprise for anybody, but it's going to be Ellanir. Now my number 1 is going to for Joren is going to be Ellanir. If we're taking about Parry punishing scaling pressure and the kind of infantry march that become more dangerous for longer the fight goes, Ellanir is the best fit. Now, Ellanir for me is something like a safe scaling choice for Joren. Now, why Ellanir is actually the number 1? What Ellanir is bringing on the table? Extra physical damage after normal attacks. Yeah, maybe I can actually point of the skills. Extra physical damage after normal attacks, extra damage after counter attacks, infantry defense, ignore enemy attack. This is also very solid. As you can see, counter attack bonus, infantry hero skill damage. She's also boosting by 10%. This one is not something skill crazy. But still, when hit with normal attack, 50% chance to get 1 stack of 4 leave. I have separate video. I'm going to make a separate video where I'm going to go more in detail of Ellanir, something like Joren guide. So don't forget to hit one like, guys, on this video and subscribe for more Call of Dragons content. But here is the thing. About infantry attack resistance 25%. This is going to help you a lot in front lines, especially when there is not many mages and you're fighting against infantry. Because at one point you're going to see in the fights where the infantry is just infantry and cavalry. And if you go out with your mages or marksmen, brother, you're going to have a hard time. Now you can go and do a rat play by jumping in the castles. Yes, I understand that. But there is like 50% from the fights at one point become only melee fights. At one point is becoming this big mage boss. And I think at the fight against infantry and cavalry, this 25% attack resistance is very solid. Also against marksmen, because believe it or not, marksmen become crazy in Call of Dragons right now, and marksmen is having the biggest damage in Call of Dragons. So you're going to ignore from this crazy normal attack damage, and there is some heroes that are boosting the normal attack damage by a lot. Maybe I can give you some I mean, I think all of the marksmen are like this. Some of them actually have a rage skill, but yeah, let's see the Magrat, 450 normal attack damage bonus. This tank is going to get ignored. The other thing, okay, I'm not going to go that much over which hero exactly what, but you get the main idea. This resistance is absolutely crazy. And here, increase the garrison. Most likely Ellanir is going to be a garrison hero in Call of Dragons, but I also have a lot of reports to prove that she's maybe right now the best garrison hero in the game. But again, this is a topic for other video. Now, why the parry link matter? Joren Hawk kids say, hit me, then I'll punish you. Ellanir help in this punishment. Now let's see how the Ellanir is helping. Because Joren is already built around being attacked. This is one of the things we already know about Joren. He just want to get attacked. Ellanir adds more value when the march is already trading normal attacks and counter attacks. So with the time, you definitely get this scaling from Ellanir, where the traits become more and more and more in your favor, but on top of that, Joren is still present and strong on the battlefield. Now, why I think this is so far for the pairing. Now, if you want to parry the field the most correct for Joren identity, this is not just strong infantry stats, not just generic value. Now let's let's make a recap here. Something like what we talk about the 3 pairing. Is going to be on the second place is going to be Kuma, amazing brawl piercing for crowded and extended fights is one of the things, and Ellanir, best overall fit for parry based punishing gameplay. And the parry matter because is also involved in the artifact, is also involved in the pet we're going to talk about in this video. So let's talk about, but the parrying alone is not enough, because you really want to push Joren parry identity. And again, this is around parry. This whole thing here that we're watching with the new infantry heroes is around this parry identity. And the pet choice matter a lot. And this is where the ranking change hard. So I'm going to start with the top 3 pets for Joren. On the first place is going to be Moon Bear. So let's jump and go over the Moon Bear. Now, so far I don't have a Moon Bear, to be fair, which I have my reasons why I actually don't have my Moon Bear. Now, Moon Bear is still one of the strongest pets you can use with Joren. Obviously, on the question why, because Moon Bear give infantry a solid rage-based damage layer, and Joren already cares a lot about his rage skill moments. So as you can see, the Moon Bear is dealing diffused damage to 3 enemies, so it's having this AoE right there, including the target dealing 100% more damage if it's with infantry, if it's casted by an infantry legion. Obviously here the damage factor multiplier to 2%, but still it's a very solid one. Damage factor, total damage factor of commander and deputy rage skill, maximum 450, blah blah blah. This, yeah, some crazy calculation, but yeah, so far Moon Bear is one of the best pets for Joren. Now, why Moon Bear works with Joren? Joren is built toward a payoff window. Moon Bear also rewards that payoff window. This is the synergy between the Moon Bear and the Joren. So if you want more direct, bigger rage moment, style setup, Moon Bear still makes a lot of sense. It's simple, direct, and easy to use. Now, why it's not higher in the ranks with the Moon Bear? But when the new parry focus, I do not put Moon Bear above the next 2 pets, because the next 2 pets correct event, and it's more like it's just better the synergy with the other 2 pets. So let's jump over the next pet, and the next pet is Brimstone Aurochs. If we find him somewhere, I think I actually have this pet, catch it, but yeah, this is Brimstone Aurochs. Now, why my number 2 for Joren is Brimstone Aurochs? This pet is very strong because it rewards getting hit. It gives infantry for a short window and enemy legions that deals damage to you to get hitted back with physical damage. So as you can see, is like this is the rage skill, the coil. And for the next 3 seconds, not some crazy window, infantry units get some percentage HP, which can go to 10%. Very solid for the survivability. And here is the thing, the 3 seconds, if every let's say 8-10 seconds you get this rage skill, this is going to cover like 20% from the time, and it's also, so 20% from the time you're going to get extra 10% HP and deals physical damage twice to enemy that deals damage to him. And here is the thing, here some damage bonus, we don't care about this. Damage can be triggered up to 5 times per second. 5 times per second. Now, here is the reason why I put Aurochs Aurochs here and I don't put a Venom Lizard. Now, yeah, it's range melee for Aurochs Aurochs, but Venom Lizard is having like 3 seconds, poison deals damage every second, can be triggered once every 1 second. So you see how the Aurochs Aurochs beat the Venom Lizard, but still the Venom Lizard is having very far range, which can affect the mages and marksmen. This is something that I want to point out. And yeah, Venom Lizard is not in this classation. Now, why Aurochs Aurochs fits with Joren? This that is very good for Joren. Joren wants enemy near him, and you want to have also with Aurochs Aurochs the enemy near you. Joren wants enemy committing normal attacks to him, and Joren wants close fight. Aurochs Aurochs turn that contact into more punishment. So what they're doing together, they hit you, they feed your rage scaling, they trigger your defense trait pattern, and etc. This is why this combo is so strong. Survivability and a lot of damage. Now, I'm not going to go that much in details about advanced coil or intense coil. You can see them, but yeah, just the spell of the Aurochs Aurochs is very solid. And on the first place is a pet that I actually have, and I'm working over it. But yeah, now with and honestly, once you go with the Brimstone Aurochs, it's going to make perfect sense. Now, why Brimstone Aurochs is number 1? Brimstone Aurochs, what he is actually give you: direct physical damage, smoke screen mark, extra parry chance, extra max parries per second. This is very solid. Getting 1 extra parry, this means if there is 1 more troop hitting you, it's going to hit you for 0. And after a successful parry, extra physical damage to the target. This is almost exactly what Joren are wanting. And as you can see, it deals physical damage. We're not going to go over the damage factors. It's not that wild damage factors, but yeah. For the next 10 seconds, when he casts the spell for the next 10 seconds, this means is going to be permanent till the battle ends, because Joren, if he's fighting with somebody, if he's not having any kind of rage accumulation speed, he for sure is going to get 1 time his spell every 10 seconds. So this is something like a permanent thing, when the Legion parry chance is going to be increased by 5%, and the parry and the max parries per second is going to get increased by 1. This is very, very solid from this pet. So when your pet give you more parry chance, more parries per second, and extra damage after successful parry, you're not adding just a random value to Joren. You're deepening the main identity of this hero. That's why this pet belongs this on the first place. This is why I believe. Now, yeah, there is some pets that are better from other one, but Brimstone Aurochs is absolutely wild, and I think I actually get some pets. Yeah, as you can see, guys, I actually analyzed this hero by a lot, Yeah, this is actually the pet one bad boy actually showed me. This is Sakamoto. And as you can see, it's on 1 star. This pet is like 1 star. It's having like 2 star intense Beowulf, and yeah, obviously it's not like 8 stars, but it's having decent endurance and strength. Okay, the strength is actually decent. And if we open one of the reports, let's open this one and go over the battle summary, you're going to see that the war pet actually did 78,000 damage and the enemy did like 13k. And again, this is just a level 1. Okay, this is a level 1. On the next level, he's going to be even more and more a strong pet. Absolutely wild, and that's why I believe that's why I believe he's on the first place. Now, so for the top 3 pets for Joren, I can say Moonbear, strong rage payoff option, Brimstone Aurochs, great close fights punish pet, and Brimstone Aurochs best overall because it directly boosts parry and rewards successful parry. But now we go to the part that can make you Joren even feel more completed. One, feel half built, and this is going to be the artifacts. We're going to talk about the artifacts, top 3 artifacts for Joren. Now, on the first place is going to be where is the artifacts, because I actually have this artifact that it's not actually on the first place. On the place number 3 is going to be Greymar Warhammer. Now, Greymar Warhammer is still one of the best aggressive control artifacts for Joren. Why? Because it gives infantry defense and adds a strong diffused physical hit and stun. Now, here is the thing, what this thing is doing. Again, it's diffused damage. It can go to 3.2 thousand skill damage, max target 4, but the real power and why it works is Joren likes being in the middle of the combat. This is very important because it's not something that you can point with a circle on the map. It have to be around your hero. And Warhammer likes being in the middle of the combat. That means if you are taking Joren into cluster fights, this artifact can add a lot of battlefield of value. You do not just stand there, you create a disruption too. Because here is the thing also with the stuns. The moment you stun the enemy target, they're not even counter-attacking you. They're just sitting there and get stunned. So I can say this artifact is a very solid, especially for close fights. And this effect can be triggered once every 10 seconds. It's not having something like additional effect. Now let's talk about the artifact number 2, and this is Forgotten Shield. This is an artifact that is completely new for me. I don't have it, but we're going to get it, and this is Forgotten Shield. Now, Forgotten Shield is one of the best artifacts for Joren because it has very important bonus. After successful parry, your legion ignores enemy defense. This is huge deal. Now here, we're talking about the additional effect and some artifacts. I can even say this is on the first place, but it's for specific legions. Okay, it's not like multi-legions effect, and we're going to go why the other artifact on the first place is on the first place. But yeah, the additional effect is very solid, and it's a game changing for some hero. The additional effect, for example, in the Dragon Fate, the additional effect is what make you make absolutely crazy hero in Call of Dragons. But yeah, Forgotten Shield is giving this additional effect. Why this is amazing for Joren? Joren is one of the few heroes where that is not just nice, is core synergy, because if from the core the Joren is around the parry. We see on the first place why the new pet is on the first place with the Joren, giving some extra parry chance, giving some extra attack. And right now you see this artifact that is even more boosting the whole picture. Joren is one of the it's just, you already want to parry, you already want enemy to hit you, and now every successful parry help your march punish through harder, because that's exactly the kind of artifact synergy you want to have. Because when you punish them, when you get this extra defense down up to 10%, this is very solid, and you basically ignore the enemy defense. On top of that, when you're doing damage, because all the pairs we talk about, maybe I can say only Kuma is not doing damage, but the other two pairing that I suggest in this video is going to do a lot of damage, so you want to have this defense down. Now let's talk about the first place, and the first place is something that I have a solid experience with, and this is going to be the Spiritbone Torc. Now why this? My number one artifact, why Spiritbone Torc? And the reason is because it gives Joren almost everything he wants in one package. So what the Spiritbone Torc is actually giving to Joren is instant rage, because get 600 rage. This is actually fixed, by the way. You're going to get it on the level number 1. Get 600 rage points. This is one of the things, instant rage. From there, he gets downed, so Joren want to get hitted. Now you're going to force enemy to hit you, not just run away from you. Extra defense, you're going to get shelter. You're going to get shelter and determination for 30 seconds. 30 seconds, solid amount of time. This is like 33% from the time till the artifact is ready to trigger again. 25 defense, it can go up to 30% more defense. And determination, normal attack damage taken is going to be minus 10%. Less normal attack damage taken, which is huge, because you want to get hitted, but you want to not die by getting hitted. And more counter attack damage for your infantry. As you can see, it can go up to 20% infantry counter attack damage. Joren already give a solid counter attack damage, and this is huge. Why this is perfect for Joren? Joren wants to be attacked. Joren wants to survive being attacked, not get killed. I mean, Joren wants more counter-attack value. Joren wants faster pressure. Joren wants enemy attention to turn into his advantage. Spiritbone Torc helps all of this. So why Taunt is so strong here, and why I really like this from Spiritbone Torc is on some heroes Taunt is very risky, I'm not gonna lie. I have seen even some cavalry use Taunt to take out some legions that are building or destroying towers. I mean, you can use it in the different situation, you can get wild with this, but on Joren, Taunt can actually be part of the plan. So if I can say a couple words on the artifact recap, is going to be Greymar Hammer on the place number 3, strong control and team fight pressure. Forgotten Shield, amazing because parry leads into defense ignore. And on the first place is going to be Spiritbone Torc, best total pack for getting focused, surviving and punishing back. So let's talk about the tower tree, because I promise you I'm going to talk about the tower tree. Well, I speak with a lot of people, they give me different tower trees. Some actually give even more tower trees, like what was when he sent me the reports and what is now he's using and stuff like this. But so far I believe this tower tree is actually for their sleep fish is actually very good. And as you can see, his reports are not that bad, to be fair. It's not Awakening Joren. I want to point out this thing is not actually Awakened. It's like 5553. But Ellanir is actually Awakened. So the skill tower tree that he's using is looking like this: attack, defense, more HP. Attack, they have 10% chance of damage taken, reduction of the damage taken for 20 seconds. As I already mentioned, you need this more survivability with Joren, and here like 1% more counter attack. Rage regeneration, Iron Will. From there, your Legion takes 75% less bonus damage from being surrounded. You can pause the video and actually just copy the tower tree. I don't think I have to actually explain what over the tower tree. But if you still have some question, let me know in the comments below. So if I have to go in the final summary, of the Joren, full Joren build summary. So now the best pairing is going to be Lee Kuan, Kuma, Ellanir. This is the best pairing. The best pets is going to be Moon Bear, Mosrock Aurochs, and Brimstone Aurochs, and the best artifacts is going to be Greymark, Warhammer, Forgotten Shield, and Spiritbone Torc. So this is going to be my ultimate guide for Joren in Call of Dragons. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you have some concerns, just let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to put one like on the video, because I put crazy amount of effort gathering all of these reports, seeing the presence on the battlefield of this hero to make this this ultimate guide for you. So please do me a favor and just put one like on the video. I wish you great day. Here I'm going to put one video that it can be interesting for you, and yeah, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.